Okay, so it has been about 3 or 4 months since my last video, and I wanted to actually do a follow up. So, on that previous video, that was why you should be charging more for your services, and you should be doing that by now. But I wanted to follow up on that because I just saw a Alex Hormozi video talking about similar stuff, and that got my mind and memory jogging, and now I want to basically just tell you about it and then also add my own spiel to it. So let's just get started. So a lot of you people don't have a solid offer with your business, and so you need to have a good offer. And this is why when Alex Hormozi says you have to make people an offer so good they feel stupid saying no, this is it, like that hit me like a train. Because when you're able to just nail that and dial that in, it makes you focus on that rather than the sales and marketing aspect. Because when you have a killer offer, you can be just god awful at sales and marketing and still be able to close deals because just the offer itself, people are going to say yes to. And so a lot of the times you'll see people who are in sales and marketing for like software or HVAC, whatever it is. It's like there's a reason that they're cold calling and doing all these marketing ads. It's because usually their offer is either a commodity, everyone has it, so that's what they're doing to differentiate themselves, or their offer just sucks. And that's what they have to do in order to get customers. Because in reality, if it was that freaking good, you really wouldn't need a whole lot of marketing and sales for it. Like people would go through your program or your product or service or whatever it is, and then they would tell people about it, right? And so a strong offer connects deeply with your market, right? A weak offer makes it hard to attract leads and close sales. I think we're all familiar with that. We all started in business just having terrible offers. I myself am a culprit of this. I have just had terrible offers in the past, and I'm still learning from it, right? Next thing we need to do is we need to sell to the right people. So this is really following up on the previous video I made. So finding the right person to sell to, finding that ICP, your ideal customer profile, that is almost the most important thing. That is just as important as crafting a great offer. And so when you're selling to the right audience, it can really just multiply your earnings without requiring any additional effort, which is why I love it so much, because I'm a lazy motherfucker. If I can make more money doing the same thing, I will do that every time, and you should be wanting to do that too. And when you're providing this value, it is perceived differently depending on the person that you are selling to. Like the same service can be worth exponentially more to one person than another. So for example, considering you're offering consulting services to improve social media strategy for a business, this is kind of what I do. So if you work with a small business that makes about $1 million a year, and then you do some stuff, you change your social media strategy, you do their TikTok, you do whatever the fuck, and you add a 10% improvement to the business, which 10% is about $100,000 for $1 million. But if you do the exact same thing, like you don't change anything, you don't do any more work, you don't do any less, you just literally do the exact same thing for a different business that is now doing $100 million a year, and you get that exact same 10% return, well, now the improvement is worth $10 million. So which one would you rather have? Would you rather have a piece of that 100,000, or would you rather have a piece of that 10 million for the same work, right? That's basically what it's coming down to. And so the effort on your part is the same, right? But the value in what you're able to change is vastly different depending on who you are helping. So that's why it's just really important to target clients who will value your work the most. In choosing markets that are growing or are starved for good offers. There is a reason that when I do my social media strategy services, I do not target like newspaper articles, because it's a dime. Who the fuck is going to subscribe or pay for social media strategy for newspaper? Like what is that? They're not even on digital. And if there are, it's like, who's reading newspapers? On the other hand, if I provide the exact same service to software companies or healthcare companies, companies that actually have money and are growing, then I can just do the exact same work that I would have done for an industry and for a customer who's actually going to pay me more. And just in general, serving a high value market increases your returns without a lot of extra work. Excuse me. Here we go. Here's my favorite part of this whole video right here. Charge more for what you sell. I will stand on this hill until I die. If you are not increasing the price of your services, what are you doing? And look, when we're talking about pricing, it's not just about covering costs, right? It is a tool to enhance perceived value and attract better clients, because who doesn't want to be working with better clients? And by charging more, you can actually make your product seem more valuable, leading to better client outcomes and increased revenue. So for example, let's say you're running a video agency offering short form video services. This was actually my very first business I made when I was like 19. So initially you charge $1,000 a month, just doing some regular old video. Maybe you get leads from it. Maybe you don't. They're basically just doing whatever they want on TikTok and IG Reels and all that. And just charging $1,000 a month. You know, pretty shitty offer, but you can still make $1,000, $2,000 a month from it if you find the right client, which is why I said finding the right people, even if you have a shitty offer, you can still make some cash with it. But now let's flip things up. When you change your pricing to say $4,000 upfront with a performance-based model and say like, hey, we'll do a $4,000 one-time fee, but this will all be performance-based. So I will only get paid if the videos perform well and convert and get you more leads and you're able to close more sales. And then we take a revenue share of any of the sales that you make, right? You notice a huge shift with that. So not only are you getting better clients because you're charging more, you're weeding out the people who are like penny pinchers. And we all know those types of customers. They're just annoying to deal with. They're just the scum of the earth, right? Compared to clients who will pay you a lot more, who have disposable cash. They're like, oh yeah, just do whatever, right? They're usually much easier to work with. So not only do you get better paying clients, but you also see higher conversion rates, and overall in that example is an 11.2x return on investment. So the key takeaways from this are high prices can filter out low quality clients and reduce headaches. We have all seen that meme where it's like for a $500 client, it's like, oh, well, what am I getting from your social media services? Like, what's the return on investment? Are you going to be able to work weekends for me? Are you going to be able to do all this, just all this shit, all this headache? You know, it's like low ticket clients are actually the worst people on earth to deal with. You should never subject yourself to that. Versus people who are willing to pay you like $5,000 or $50,000, they're just like, yeah, wire sent. Let me know if you need anything else. It's like, it's just night and day in comparison to just the amount of migraines I get is just so much less when I work with higher ticket clients. So I can't recommend it more. And often people perceive higher priced products as more valuable, right? When you go to a store or a restaurant and you're at a steakhouse, right? And all of a sudden you see like, oh, you get the A5 Wagyu beef steak. It's fucking $300. You're like, dude, that must be insane. That must be great. And then you flip the page over and then you see like this, I don't know, this tri-tip steak for like $40 in comparison. You're like, why is it only $40? It must not be good because the Wagyu beef steak is $300, right? So it sounds silly to us, right? But that's really how humans, think. They perceive value as cost. There's a reason why people are willing to spend thousands of dollars on the same bottle of champagne at a club versus like just a Grey Goose bottle that's like $90. I don't fucking drink, so clearly I don't know the prices or things of alcohols, but you get what I'm trying to say. And just increasing prices in general can create a virtuous cycle of better clients, better results, more profits, and overall just a better time with your business, which is why I just cannot stress this entire section enough. Number 4, reverse engineering value. So understanding what your audience truly values allows you to design offers that maximize perceived value while minimizing the actual cost to yourself. And this will involve making your product easier to use, faster to deliver, or more likely to achieve the desired outcome. So for example, in that Alex Hormozi video where I'm basically taking all this information from, he talks about how he launched a coaching program for weight loss. Instead of a standard membership, he offered a 6-week challenge where participants had to put down $500 and they got that $500 back when they met their goals. So this not only made the offer more compelling, but it also ensured that participants were highly motivated to succeed because it was like 6 weeks, $500. It's basically free. I'm going to get the body that I want and my money back. Like who wouldn't do that? Like I'm a skinny guy, as you can tell. Like if I was 300 fucking pounds or something, just heavily obese, and someone came up to me and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get you to lose like an extra 50, 75 pounds in the next 6 weeks for only $500, and you'll actually get it back if you do all the training and the diet and everything that you want, right? I'd be like, oh, sign me up, man. That's exactly what I do. And after he did this, the result is a wildly successful program with a 78% success rate. So the key takeaways are increased perceived value by focusing on what customers truly care about: speed, ease, and certainty of results. Build your offers around high impact outcomes that justify premium pricing. So the beauty with this example is with the $500 6-week boot camp, whatever it's called, is after you do the 6 weeks and you lose the weight, you lose the 50 pounds, and you get your money back, you're like, oh yeah, I'm really making progress. This is probably the most progress you've made in a while, because if you're 300 pounds, you clearly weren't trying in the beginning to begin with. And so when they come to you, it's a great way to upsell them, because it's like, hey, you got these results. Obviously, these aren't permanent. You're going to have to keep working for the next year or two with me, or just forever. You should be exercising in general. So how about we use that $500, instead of you taking it, we put that towards your next yearly payment. So you see how you're able to upsell it, because now that they know that they did the 6-week program with an 80% success rate, they probably saw the results. So now they know for a fact that it works. And that's the biggest thing with offer, right? Certainty of results. I highlighted it right here. So you're able to charge more, especially once your customer has seen the results and seen what they are capable of and what you are capable of. So when that person, that 300-pound man, lost to 50 pounds in this program, he would be stupid to not continue the rest. He's like, oh, if I lost 50 pounds in 6 weeks, imagine what I'm gonna look like by the end of the year. So that's how you're also able to just upsell them too. Like it's a great way to reverse engineer value. Like Hormozi is a genius for this, and this is definitely something that you should be putting into your business as well. All right, last one, number 5, demonstration. Enhancing value with scarcity, urgency, and bonuses. So when he was making his, I think, $100 million offers book, he was doing a live demo, basically talking about it. Hormozi gradually added value to a book they were selling for $1,000 by including bonuses like personal coaching, network access, and guarantees. And by the end of just giving away all this value associated with it, people in the audience were like, oh, I gotta get it. Like this is completely worth the price of the book. And this goes to illustrate all the added layers of value that can transform a standard product in an offer that is too good to refuse. And so being scarcity, it's like, hey, we have all these bonuses featured in this offer, in this product. It's only available for this week. So creating scarcity, limited availability. And don't be that person where you have like a stockpile of all this value and it's like, oh yeah, it's only limited availability, and you're just bullshitting out your ass. It's like, actually be scarce. And that takes me to another thing too, is like, when you're adding bonus and value to an already live offer, product, or service, make it something that you do not mind giving away for free. Like, make it something that is actually valuable. Don't be one of those people where it's like, oh, if you book a call with me, I'll give you a free website audit. Like what is that? Like, what is it? Like, give people something that they would actually pay money for. And that is how you gain their trust and you are able to close them on that offer. Anyway, that is the end of my spiel. Just wanted to share this information with you for people who may not have known this already. I hope this was helpful. And as you know, this was a sequel to my other videos. So check that one out if you haven't. And hope you have a great rest of your day. Keep killing it.